Hi everyone and welcome to Darksiders 2 Definitive Edition Definitive Difficulty Walkthrough. This is part 5-1 or part 1 of part 5, Tears of the Mountain. The main quest is called Tears of the Mountain. So this is the nuke, the first place you have to access. Now we can actually activate these guardians, so to speak, and we can get into the dungeon. Now I'm going to start editing most of the puzzles that are not really important, because the puzzles, as I said before, they are actually quite easy. But I'm going to show you all the battles, of course, all the bosses. I'm going to show you some exploration that I deem entertaining, because this game is really long actually. And watch those hits. Like, at this point the game gets hard, and I'm level 10, guys, by this point. So those were actually really good hits, like 4 or 5 hits, and I'm dead. So and I'm dead. I am dead, but I will be also dead. So those numbers that came out in yellow are critical hits, if you're wondering, because you never played this game before. And I'm going to start building this Harbinger build to actually do constant critical hits. And that's going to be really important for the late bosses of the game and for the Crucible, which is probably going to be and as we get a possessed weapon right there. And I didn't explain the possess system. Now the possess system is that you get a possessed weapon, and a possessed weapon can get upgrades. And the way that you upgrade is by entering the menu, selecting upgrade on the possessed weapon that you want to upgrade, and you choose feed it, so to speak. You feed it other weapons. I think it's close to Transformers Devastation. In Transformers Devastation is called synthesizing, when you unite two weapons, I think, something like that. It's closer to that system. And you just feed it weapons that you like the properties of them, like critical hits or some type of special attack, elemental. And then when you upgrade it, when you go up one level in the weapon, you select the ability that you want to keep, like the critical hits or the elemental hits, or wrath on hit, wrath on critical, health on hit, health on critical. There are tons, knockback, power. There are tons of different elemental. There are tons of different skills that you can select, and it's pretty fun to actually build weapons. And you can name them as well. You can put your own name to them. I think I already did that. I'm probably at some point going to show the inventory. And I think I'm using a hammer that is called Bad Bone or something like that. And then I'm going to get a good sights that I upgrade as well. And I don't remember how I call the sites, because I recorded a lot of chapters, a lot of missions, parts, whatever, and I remember putting a name to the sites, but what was the name? It was like a stupid clever name, right? Something like that. So yeah, this is the Backbone Hammer. So that's not the real name, it's the name that I put myself. So I've been playing, on top of this, I've been playing some Fallout 4. I've been playing some Transformers, a little of Transformers. What else? I've been playing a little of Mad Max, believe it or not. I'm just kind of testing that game, because it does feature like a Arkham, Batman Arkham series fighting system that is actually it's not that bad. But the thing is, there are no difficulties. This is all again. Why wouldn't they not include difficulties? Like, the game is kind of open world, and but they don't include difficulties. Like, the difficulty that is there is like nothing. Like, there is no difficulty. It's a new game and no difficulty. So I'm guessing that you get upgrades. Like, you upgrade things on the game. I'm guessing that if you upgrade, you'll become eventually overpowered and stuff. But I haven't played a lot of Mad Max, but it looks kind of interesting. I'm gonna give it a shot. Not for a walkthrough, guys. I'm just telling you what I'm playing. Most of what I'm playing is Fallout 4, though, and I really like Fallout 4. And this is something that is kind of strange for me, because the way that I approach Bethesda's games since Morrowind, Elder Scrolls, Morrowind. That's the last Elder Scrolls that I liked, and I thought Oblivion was a piece of fucking trash. I mean, I gave it some time. I played it a lot, but it's a piece of fucking trash. I don't, and I know that's going to sound sacrilegious to some people, but I don't know. I don't like it. I bought Skyrim though for PS3. Then I realized that Bethesda had fucked up Skyrim save system because it got corrupted twice on me. Then I had to stick that game up my ass. Sorry for the phrase there, and buy it for PC because I actually liked it. I liked it on the beginning, at least. So I bought it on Steam. I bought it with later I bought Dawnguard because it's about vampires and werewolves, and it looked really cool. And I didn't bought the rest of the DLCs because there is one that is called Hearthstone, if I'm not mistaken. That is where you kinda create your own house. And why would I want to buy a DLC that's kinda placed like a Barbie, or The Sims? What the fuck is that? So no, I'm not gonna buy that. And then the last one got released. I think it's called something. It's about another Dragonborn. I know what it's about. It's like another Dragonborn that actually wants to kill you, or something like that. I don't remember the name, but maybe the story is cool about it. And I know that many people have said that the final boss, that the other Dragonborn, is actually the worst enemy boss in the game, like in difficulty. So I guess that's interesting. I guess that's cool. But I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it, and I don't know. I might still buy it. I don't know. I never finished. I mean, I finished the main story in Skyrim, and I'm going towards a point, guys. Don't worry about it. I'm going to talk about Fallout 4, and I played the campaign, so to speak, the main quest of Skyrim, and it ends like in 6 fucking hours. Like the main quest is really short, and it's not good. Like, what else can I say? Bethesda can write fucking shit. It's always the same. And I just knew this for Fallout 4. I knew it. I knew that the main quest was going to be shit. It's actually not that shit though. But when I play Fallout 3, the last Fallout game that I played was Fallout 2, like the old Fallout 2, and I loved it. I think it's the best Fallout ever. And then I played 3, and everyone loved it. And I think everyone loved it that is not someone that played Fallout 2 and 1. I mean, I think everyone loved the fact that it was like sort of like a first-person shooter, but you can't actually play it like a first-person shooter because you're going to die. And the bats system. I guess a lot of people liked it, and the sort of quote-unquote choices that you made, and the story was a piece of fucking trash once more, but there were a lot of things that you can do into the game, like, and people thought it was really cool, as if it were something fucking new. We already had that like a long time ago, but I guess it was now in 3D, so that's cool. And I didn't like it. For the tone, you can guess what I think about Fallout 3. I think it's trash. I think it's almost nothing redeemable about that game. Maybe the freedom that you get inside the game is actually interesting for like a few hours. I would say like the first 10 hours, it can look interesting, and then I just lost all attention about it. Everything seems so mediocre. Everything that you do seems so fucking standard and mediocre that I just have to wonder why would I keep playing beyond that point. Right? What's the point? That's exactly what I'm trying to do. What's the fucking point about me doing all these fucking quests? Like, I don't care about anything. When a game doesn't do the caring about the stuff that you're making well, why the hell will I keep playing, you know? And I always go back to the old games, to the old open worlds, kind of open worlds. Let's not get into that subject again. And I guess the game of the game of the year for me, Witcher 3, is the best example of this done right. I mean, the main quest is a really good story. The side quests that you can do are all fucking mini games almost. They are all really fucking good with their own twists and their own like bosses, and the contracts. Jesus, the contracts are all fucking fun. Every single contract has a new monster type and kind of like a boss fight and an investigation that actually looks like a mini story, and it's always interesting. I was never bored playing that game, and I was actually I wanted to end the main quest because it's so fucking strong. The writing is so good and the characters are all really interesting, so that's what drives you, that you care about everything that's happening. And then after going back to Fallout 3, I moved to Fallout New Vegas. And why did I bought Fallout New Vegas? I bought Fallout New Vegas, the Ultimate Edition of it. I learned my lesson. I didn't buy it for PS3. Later I found out that I was right, because actually Fallout New Vegas had, again, corrupting saves and a lot of fucking bugs. And I bought it for PC, and I waited a little while. I did wait a little while, and I bought the Ultimate Edition that came out with all the DLCs. And I played it a lot. I wouldn't say that I'm a really big fan of Fallout New Vegas, but I think it's the best Fallout since 2. I am a fan though of Obsidian. I bought the game because I knew that Obsidian made it and not Bethesda. And I thought, okay, if someone can improve Fallout, is Obsidian, and they actually did. I think Fallout New Vegas is way superior to Fallout 3. It has factions, a lot of factions that are really fun to mess around. The things that you do matter a lot. The main story is a lot more interesting than 3. It's not great. It's not Witcher 3 great or something like that. It's kind of weak sometimes, and I understand that people may think that the main quest in Fallout 3 is better. Actually, I don't understand that, because Fallout New Vegas main quest is a lot more fun. But I guess, and I didn't like the artistic version of Fallout 3 also. Everything looked green and ugly and washed out. And Fallout New Vegas was in the fucking desert, so everything looked like, again, gray and yellow and washed out. But I don't know, I liked it better. There were a lot more quests that were actually fun to do. There were a lot more characters that were actually cool. There was a hardcore mode that I loved, the fucking hardcore mode, that you have to actually drink and eat food and sleep on top of the normal harder difficulties of the game. And I love that. I love it. I mean, I think that's the way you should play a Fallout, because that's the survivability of the game, right? You're fighting to survive. I think that's the best version of a Fallout game. And then I thought, I considered a lot about Fallout 4, and I thought I was going to fall. It was going to fall in the normal fucking things that happen to me with games from Bethesda. Like, I play it for like fucking 10 hours maybe. I don't. If I make it to 10 hours, it's actually a good sign. But past the 10 hours, I begin to see everything like it doesn't fucking matter. Why would I keep doing it? What's the point? And I actually didn't, because this game is actually fucking hard. It's a lot harder than Fallout 3 and even Fallout New Vegas. Of course, I started playing on survival because there's no way I would ever play a Fallout on the easier difficulties, because they are usually fucking trash. There are no difficulties whatsoever. So I started on survival, and I did try normal for a little while to see the difference, because then I could have actually context to talk about survival. And it's worlds of difference, guys. It affects the damage, it affects the health, the damage that the enemies do to you, the chance to get a legendary enemy that's going to wreck your fucking ass, and I don't know what else. I did notice that the level that the enemies don't level with you is more closely to Fallout New Vegas, when some enemies that you encounter at the beginning of the game scale with your level. I don't think anyone knows this, but I was kind of testing this because I don't like Fallout 3 in enemy scaling, because every single fucking enemy scales with your level, and the same happened in Oblivion, and on some sort in Skyrim. Like, I hated that. Now Skyrim can get a lot better with mods, but the base vanilla Skyrim, like, enemies scale with you, and you may encounter like fucking thieves with fucking Daedric armor and weapons, like normal thieves that are using Daedric armor and weapons just because that's the top gear. And if you are top gear on level and equipment, you're going to get top gear in enemies, and that's fucking stupid. Because what's the best thing that you want to do? You want, when you level up and you go back to a previous area, you want to feel overpowered. You want to feel that those enemies that you encounter at the beginning of the game, you can now, they are now trash. Fallout New Vegas handled this a lot better. What they did is, a lot of the beginner areas scale with you, but at a certain point, when you explore more of the map and you go to other places, you can encounter huge fucking levels of enemies. Like the death claws in Fallout New Vegas kills you almost fucking instantly if you have the bad luck of running into one of them. So you have to actually keep it to the main quest and don't really wander off too much, because it's just, the game is going to murder you, and I really respected that. By the way, let me interrupt a little, because this is the mini boss, this first part. You just have to kill the faces when they are not like have that halo or yellow halo around them. It's not really that hard, but the worst part is like the last spawn, because you have two giant dudes that you have to kill on top of the face. And this fucker throws rocks at me, so these are troublesome enemies. So going back to Fallout, because I just talked about everything except Fallout 4, it actually had a good surprise with Fallout 4 because it uses the Fallout New Vegas system. I think they learned something from Obsidian, right? These fucking Bethesda people that never learn about anything because the game is full of fucking bugs. Like the same fucking bugs that Fallout 3 had. So it's just kind of annoying, but it's annoying. So whatever, beyond the bugs and the crashing, the game is actually good. It's actually good. I don't think it's better than New Vegas. At least I wouldn't make that statement right now. But a couple of things that are good. The main story is not bad actually, but the game needs your patience at the beginning because they made it weird. They made it like almost like if it were a first-person shooter, and it doesn't actually work like that, because if you're going to make it like a first-person shooter, that make a good experience for it, right? Like Destiny, for example. Destiny has a top fucking notch first-person shooting mechanics, but it's the only fucking thing that it has. Beyond that, it's a fucking horrible fucking game that constantly disrespects its own gamer base, because Bungie is like this money-grabbing enterprise that forgot that they ever did a Halo game. It seems. I don't have a fucking clue what happened to Destiny, but going back to Fallout, I actually liked it. I actually liked it a lot. I like the main quest, how it's going, but I always wander off, and the thing is that wandering off pays dividends. I found interesting stuff, quests and items. I wanted to build a stealth ninja kind of character with sniper rifles in mind. But the thing is, the game doesn't give you anything for granted at the beginning. Like, you have to actually spec your character and create it thinking about not a jack of all trades, because this is the thing, that the old Fallouts you could eventually get to a build that does everything, but in this Fallout not so much. You really have to intelligently spec your character at the beginning, or you're going to get fucking insanely destroyed by it. I mean, if you want to be a jack of all trades, you're going to get destroyed. Don't ever wander off too much if you are one of the jack of all trades guys, because you're going to like encounter legendary enemies or enemies that are way above your level, and they're going to wreck your fucking butt, as these two guys are doing to me right now. And I don't know, I'm kind of liking it a lot. I'm thinking about doing like a live walkthrough. I don't know if to call it a walkthrough. I'm thinking about doing something with Fallout that is not a fucking playthrough, normal playthrough, like something that can be entertaining and at the same time like give you good hints and good advices, like sort of like a guide, maybe a guide, because I know a few places that actually have like a really good sniper rifles, and I actually got two incredibly good sniper rifles on level 2, at level 2 of my character, and they're actually really close to the beginning of the game. So I'm thinking about doing that. I'm thinking about doing something with Fallout, so that could come to the channel. But it will be a more relaxed, far more relaxed walkthrough than anything that I ever done before, because it's a really long game. But we'll see. So this was part 5, the first part of part 5, and we'll see each other in the next part, guys, that I'm probably going to talk a little more about Fallout. So thank you guys for watching, and take care.